I'm Rachel,
I'm Ivy.
and we are Swords and Sapphics, a podcast all about queer media, representation, and women with a capital W.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are we talking to today?
Today we are talking to Kelly Farmer, who is the author of Fanning the Flames. I can't remember the name of the series already.
Vector City Supers.
That's the one, yes. So we're talking all things superheroes, sapphic romance, more superheroes. It's great.
Ideal,
Yeah.
ideal to me. Ideal to me.
Yeah. But before that, do we have anything to talk about? Have you been enjoying anything this week?
I forgot everything I did this week. I don't know. I started reading Watch Me by Tahara Mafi, which is a Shatter Me novel. It's a new series,
Mhm.
and I love it. I really love it.
Yeah.
It's just too hard for me to concentrate on anything.
Yeah, I get it.
I've been enjoying
Yeah.
Fortnite that has superheroes. It has Superman there, and I like to go flirt with him a little bit and give him a little smooch.
Mhm.
I've been
Yeah,
rewatching
very
Bluey.
theme actually. You
Yes,
know, there's lots of superhero stuff going on at the minute.
I know.
Superman is about to come out as well.
Yeah, and
And
Fantastic Four in like 3 weeks.
yeah,
So I have to get ready for a lot of movie theater trips for me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm rewatching Bluey, which is not really on theme, but it's on theme for me.
yeah,
And I love it. It's
it
great.
is that. Yeah.
And I guess that's really it. Yeah, that's it. Not much to say.
I mean, we've been recording back to back for several weeks, so we have like nothing interesting left to say now, I'm
That's
afraid.
also true. How
Yeah.
about you?
Nothing new. I wanted to read some more spiraling, but I was spiraling myself, so I had to not read it. So nothing reading wise. Um, Played a lot of Skyrim this week. I'm playing a lot of The Last of Us. I'm now in Abby's point of view, and I get it. You know what? I get it. She did something bad to someone I love, but she's very muscular, and I I don't enjoy that they made her straight, or at least with they put her with a man because I need a butch lesbian in my life.
Fair.
Yeah, but
Fair.
yeah, that's it. I can't think of anything interesting that I've been doing this week. I've just been trying to survive, really.
Hmm.
Oh no, I've been watching Department Q. Excuse me.
You're excused.
The highlight of my week, Department Q on Netflix. It's about it's great. It's got Matthew Good in it, first of all, who I've loved since Leap Year. I was very disappointed to find out he's not Irish and actually speaks like a Tory in real life. But in this, he's playing a traumatized cop detective who was caught in gunfire during a random house call. And when he comes back, he's assigned to run his own department, but the catch is that the department is a new place to solve cold cases, and it's in the basement where the toilets are, and he's the only one in the department. But of course he's not, because then we have Akram, who did something shady in Syria. He worked somewhere high up in Syria. He's got skills, and he's adorable, and people are shipping them, and same. But at the same time, he's also in love with his therapist, who's also called Rachel. And let me tell you, Delulu, I enjoy hearing my name out of his mouth. Um, and then there's this Scottish icon called Rose, and she's got mega red curly hair. Like if you picture a Scottish woman, that's who you would picture as
Hmm.
Rose. And I'm in love with her, and I want her to be a lesbian so bad.
So the Q in the department Q is for queer.
I'm thinking, so, yeah, I'm thinking that it's yeah. Anyway, so they end up solving well, they end up going into the case of a lawyer who's gone missing. And of course she's had a lot of enemies because she's been a prosecutor for a long time. Um, and there's a lot of kind of like I always love this in shows and movies where there's somebody in it in like the police system. Like there's something rotten
Hmm.
in the police department. So we get like a hint of that, but that's kind of ongoing. But then, yeah, I won't tell you more because I want you to watch it.
Mm.
But it's really good.
Sounds very
And
good.
there's a really nice parallel between Detective Carl, who is an absolute asshole, by the way, so rude. If I knew him in real life, he might be hot and have sad puppy eyes, but I would punch him. But
Fair.
then anyway, there's a like a link, there's kind of like a parallel between him and the missing woman, the lawyer, like that in that they were both like unapproachable, focused on their work, like better than everybody else. And I love that. Like when it feels personal. And he doesn't even realize that like he's kind of that they're kind of the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was great.
Yeah.
And it's set in Edinburgh, and I love Edinburgh. So it's really there's some really lovely like cinematic shots.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon buns. Yeah.
Very nice.
Ah, I'm ready for autumn.
I just saw like it's 13 fr Fridays until autumn. I'm like, and I was like,
Oh
I
no.
haven't seen it. I just want it right now. This took a
Yeah.
turn.
It did. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not even July yet, right now.
Oh my
Anyway,
God. One last thing. I did watch a terrible, terrible thing this week.
you did.
I much to my own shame, I did enjoy Beautiful Disaster, and I know that the author's problematic. I'm aware of that, which means that I can consume media while being aware of the problematic side of it. And it was like it was intentionally bad. I felt like in some parts, like there was really funny parts where you knew they was just trying to be silly about the whole dark romance shit.
Right.
So I was like, oh yeah, there's a part two where after they get married, drunkenly married in Vegas, they have to deal with like the aftermath of that. It was so bad. The word titties was used more times than any movie should use the word titties. I just was sat there thinking, now why would anybody want to be part of this?
Yeah.
Like the I think they leaned into the silliness too much and it just got ridiculous. Also sexist in parts. Yeah, just not great. Altogether not great. There was weird animations thrown in and one of them was of a dick when he was like inside of her.
No. No.
It was bad. The sex scenes were bad. The dirty talk was bad.
Mm.
The arguments were bad. Everything was bad.
Mm.
Nothing made sense. Comedic timing was bad.
Hmm.
Yeah, not great. Wouldn't recommend. Terrible film. I didn't end up finishing it.
Get it. Get it.
Yeah. Oh, and they tried to be inclusive because the big mobster guy who is like the main villain, he's gay. So they think it's funny where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill these people and then I'm gonna go home to my husband." Like this, they think that's comedy. It's not.
Mm. Yeah.
Not great.
Not great. It doesn't sound like it.
No. Overall, wouldn't watch it. Yeah, that's it. Officially.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, shall we get to the interview with Kelly?
We shall.
Enjoy.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all.
Hello, I'm Kelly Farmer. I am the author of queer contemporary romances with snarky humor and lots of heart. I have five published books. Number six is coming very shortly. I wrote the Out on the Ice series, which takes place in the women's hockey world. And then I also have It's a Fabulous Life, a standalone Christmas book that is a sapphic It's a Wonderful Life retelling. And the angels are drag queens. And then I'm here basically because I have the newest series coming out is the Vector City Supers trilogy. And that takes place in an alternate reality where superheroes and villains just exist as they do.
Amazing.
And Secret Spark came out in January. That was book one. And book two, Fanning the Flames, is coming out on July 22nd.
Beautiful. Tell us a little bit more about the series and what inspired you to write it.
I have always been interested in the personal lives of the superheroes in, the movies and TV shows and everything. They've got like the big action fight scenes that go on for half an hour. And I'm like, could you stop and like talk more about your personal lives? Like,
I do the
what's going
exact
on?
same thing. I'm
Yeah, it's
like, the
kind of,
fighting's fine, but I need like the trauma.
yeah, like what are you fighting for?
Mm.
Like what's your personal life? What's going on there? Are you worried about you got a date tomorrow night. Like, let's wrap this up, let's save the world and and get back to that. And also like how their powers affect their lives. It's like if you in the Spectre City Supers, Joan, one of the main characters, she shoots fire. That's her superpower. So like what is that like in your body when you have fire just roiling around?
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you get rid of it? Do you need to get rid of it like before a date? That kind of thing. So, yeah, that was kind of um, like the way back background. And as far as for Secret Spark, um, I always had this plot bunny in my head on how to start a story. It's one of those things, I don't know if you guys and other creatives have this where you're just like, oh, that's a fun idea. But you have
Mm.
like no basis to go with it. You're just like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be really funny to start a story that's like just a quiet night inside a coffee shop in the city, nothing going on. And all of a sudden, like a gigantic superhero just crashes through the window. But everyone is so used to it in the city that they just like kind of go back to work. They're just like, oh, yeah, that happened. Okay, anyway. And yeah, that always kind of sat in my head like, oh, that would be fun. And then I was in an author collective thing a couple years ago, and everyone had to write a novella, and each month had a theme. So there was like Secret Baby, sibling's best friend, and the trope I was in was mistaken identity. And so I kind of was like, this is a good chance to just write something that's totally unconnected to anything. It's like, maybe I should pull out that random superhero idea. Because, mistaken identity, what if you had a mistaken secret identity? And so that was kind of the genesis of like, oh, okay, secret identity and, the norm as in the world, the people without superpowers. What if the norm thinks that like her hot new neighbor is a superhero? And then one of my writer friends suggested, what if she thinks she's a superhero, but she's actually a supervillain?
Mm.
And so that was the like light bulb moment of, yes, that's what the story is. It's the mistaken identity of, oh, I think you're a superhero, but no, actually,
Amazing.
actually, I'm the one who shoots fire.
Amazing. It's funny that you mentioned like everybody being used to like superheroes just crashing in because Ivy and I watch Marvel a lot and we're always like those poor people who live in those cities like there's something bad happening every day.
Yeah, like why would you live in the city if you lived
Yeah.
in the superhero world?
It actually reminded me that there used to be some comedy show with Vanessa Hudson, and it was like from the world of superheroes, and they were like the normies.
Hmm.
And it was like very funny from their point of view to just see people flying around them and be like, I'm on a deadline anyway, so I'll just
Yeah.
keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the other sort of the flip side of the series is seeing it from the norm
Mm.
perspective of like, insurance rates are a nightmare, and it's really hard to, get a loan if you want to start a business
Mhm.
because banks are like, this could get destroyed in a supervillain fight, so we don't know if we want to loan you money. Um, yeah, and it's just kind of the whole infrastructure of cities, like. Like, how do you deal with it? So that was fun to look at too, because yeah, the book is dedicated literally to like to all the people out there who also watch the superhero movies and wonder what happens to all those poor people who just were, they're trying to like do their jobs and go about their lives and
Mm.
the building gets destroyed. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So Fanning the Flames is the second book in the series and continues Joan and Sadie's romance. How has their dynamic evolved since book one, and what new and exciting things can readers expect from the follow-up?
yeah, and so the series does follow the same main couple, it's a Joan and Sadie, and in book one, I mean, spoiler, it does have a happy ending. It's a romance. So it's in that book, because of the mistaken identity, Joan is lying to Sadie through like 85% of the book. And so I knew that at the end of that book, it couldn't just be like, yay, everything is fine. So in the second book, which was really fun to write, was everyone loves the romance. It's like yay, happily ever after, and then it's like 6 months later, when you're still very much in love, you still want to express that love physically, shall we say, as often as possible. But at the same time, you're also like, why do you load the dishwasher like that? Oh my God, don't leave your socks on the floor. So it's kind of that fun, like we're still like really happy, but also like things are starting to kind of annoy us about each other. So that was fun to explore the reality of like being together and being in this relationship. But they definitely have like a deepening bond. They're still working through some of their personal issues that they've like brought in. Not so much trust issues because they do really trust each other, but just your personal foibles that that maybe need to be worked on a little bit. And they because there's another book in the series. This book, Fanning the Flames, is more about Joan's journey. So she kind of sort of completes her arc, like three-quarters of completes her arc, but Sadie still has a way to go. Sadie is the norm. And so she still has a ways to go. So her book is book three a little bit more. So that's kind of fun to still be like, we're not there yet, but we're getting there.
Speaking of the main characters, can you share a little bit more about them with us? And is there something that you hope readers will connect with in particular?
Yeah, so Joan is our super villain, named Spark, because of the shooting fire. And she became a villain by necessity. She also has a twin brother who has superpowers. His name is Mark, also ice, because he shoots ice.
Mm.
And they were kicked out by their parents when they were 16, for causing damage all over their small town because they didn't know how to control their abilities. So they were like setting things on fire and then flooding them when he was trying to put out the fire. And so they honestly just had to, they had to make a living. And so you turn to villainy when you can't hold down like an office job because how can you hold down an office job when you melt your phone after a difficult phone call, that sort of thing. But Joan is fiercely loyal to a very few people, but like her people are her people,
Mhm.
and she will literally fight for them. And I hope that readers will connect with her wanting to do good despite like the situation that she's in, because most people look at her and they're scared of her because like, ah, you shoot fire, that's scary, you're a villain. And she's kind of like, oh, okay, fine, whatever, be scared. But really deep down, she does want to help people and she does want to do good. And Sadie recognizes that right away. That's why she thinks she's a superhero, is because like, oh, she's so kind and she's so nice to everybody. So yeah, it's like just because you're in a situation doesn't mean you can't like be the truest version of yourself.
Mhm.
And for Sadie, she has always had a thing for superheroes. She's like a super fan. So that's part of the problem of the mistaken identity. She pretty much automatically assumes that Joan is this one particular superhero.
Mhm.
And Joan doesn't exactly correct her. She doesn't say she is, but she also doesn't say she isn't. And so she just kind of is a little bit stars in her eyes. And she's the sort of gal who loves with her whole heart, even even when the warning signs are there. She's like, no, 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 it's fine. I can I can justify just about anything. Um, and I hope that people will connect with. She also has big dreams. She'd love to open her own cafe, but she's afraid to. And there are the practical things. Again, Vector City has that pesky superpowered people problem, and it would cost a lot of money to get the get the proper insurance and the building permits and use the proper glass for your windows. So when they shatter downward and not inward. She's got to sort of learn how to stand on her own feet and believe in herself and not let fear hold her back.
I'm interested how long it kind of took you, or what the process was like behind figuring out these things specifically for like a city where these are the problems, like superheroes and villains are the problems, because those are things that I would just never think of until you mention them.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those like you have to stop and think a little bit of like what are the what are the unique challenges that this brings? Because you sort of have like the base level, like yes, you need money to open a business, or if there's damage to your building, you can't open your cafe for a few days. So there's that like baseline, but then there's like because it's created by superpowers, how is that affected? Does the city have like a special account that's like, oh, how do they pay superheroes? How do superheroes make a living?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a rabbit hole sometimes of like, yeah, what is this? Does the city just tax everybody and like that's where it comes from? Where is it all coming from? And so a couple of the villains, Joan and her brother Mark, and then this guy Perry, who took them in when they were the homeless teenagers and kind of has raised them in villainy. He's like their dad. They're very, very reluctant adopted dad. And so they feel bad about all of the damage, and so they'll give people money because it's kind of that imperfect system of yes, we stole a bunch of money, but also we gave some to people. So
Yeah.
so we're kind of benevolent villains. Uh, but yeah, they'll be like, oh yeah, we broke all their windows. Let's give them some money. And so in a lot of ways, like the villains are the ones kind of helping people out through their problems. And yeah, I made up an app because obviously there would be an app to track super powered activity. It's called Superwatch. So, so yeah, I was like, well, obviously there'd be an app where people would be like, oh yeah, there's a villain sighting. Oh, I just saw flight flying around the river. Like, so I was like, well, I have to figure out like what's on the app. And I'm like, well, there's probably like a claim filing thing, like, did you have destruction? Fill out the form. And of course the form like, never gets looked at. And no one ever sees money from it, but it exists.
Amazing. So the superhero genre is still quite uncharted in mainstream. I'd say mainstream romance in general, but especially in, sapphic romance. What made you decide to explore it?
That's exactly the reason. Honestly, I have a habit of writing things that I don't want to say not exist because they certainly do, but things that maybe are not the most hot thing. I have a terrible time being like that's really popular, so I won't write that. I'm going to write this, the opposite of that. Um, Somebody stop me from doing that.
Is
But
that why you stepped away from hockey romance as well? Because that seems to be having a moment now.
well, men's hockey for
Mm,
sure. Yeah, men's hockey romance is the hottest thing since sliced bread.
yeah.
But yeah, women's hockey romance, not so much. There is more. Like every year, there's like two more.
Yeah.
So now we have like 20. But Yeah, that was actually I wrote that series because I was like, there's all this men's hockey romance, but women's hockey players really do fall in love all the time and get married and have babies and have these cute, 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 adorable relationships. Um, but yeah, I wrote that because I was like, that's different, and maybe it's a little too different for the mainstream romance readers. So hopefully I won't have the same fate with the Vector City Supers. But yeah, I wrote it because in the superhero world, I wanted to have joyful queer representation and, joy for the queer characters and nothing tragic happening to them. Like, oh, how sad that, because like it's kind of like, oh, if you see them and like, oh, they are totally they're gonna meet the end in the big battle scene. They are definitely not making it out to whatever part four. So I wanted to just give joy. To the queer superpowered people just as much as all the straight superpowered people have gotten all these years. And I also, as I was writing this, I really noticed the parallel between the queer experience, and I know definitely a lot of comic book creators throughout the decades have sort of written sort of that like queer coded, or it was like, they were a queer person who was writing their experience just through superpowers. There's a lot that kind of in Secret Spark for sure that like sort of parallels that in that Joan and Mark were kicked out by their parents and sort of being looked at as other and like, oh, there's something wrong with them, that sort of thing. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of parallel there. Um, and I just try to make it as queer as possible and throw in a bunch of, Joan's twin brother is gay. There is a non-binary superhero, and there's more coming in the pipeline. We've got lots of fun things coming. But yeah, it was important for me that any kind of queerness wasn't the thing that was like that people were like, oh, it's just like accepted and celebrated in a lot of ways.
Beautiful.
Did you find it difficult to, when it came to like, well, everybody finds marketing difficult, but like, how did you kind of maneuver around that, knowing that you're writing things that aren't necessarily, in the mainstream yet?
I think it's I don't know, this might sound corny, but for me, it's kind of like I just go with my gut. And like it's like this is what I need to be writing right now. Like and this is what I want to write. This is the thing that needs to come out of me. So in terms of marketing, I just sort of say what it is. The sort of my catchphrase for Secret Spark was be gay, do crime. because because both things are true for Joan. So yeah, I kind of just I lean into it in a lot of ways, and I'm like, hey, if this is what you're looking for, I have it for you. And if people are excited about it, then that's even more exciting because then I'm like, yay, I'm not the only one who thinks this is a cool thing.
Amazing. Now, a little fun question. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I would love to be able to teleport and just like be somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
said the same thing. I want to avoid customs, like
Yeah.
flying is stressful to me. I want to
yeah.
go meet Ivy because she's in Prague and I'm in the UK, and we I haven't been able to get there yet.
Yeah, totally. Because you're like, ugh, yeah, like check flights and get to the airport, and it's like such a pain. Yeah, it would just be nice to be like, hey, you want to have lunch? Okay. Bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. I don't like traffic. I don't like driving very much, so I just want to like, be somewhere. The other thing I would love to be able to do is stop time.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be great? Just to be like, I'm really tired and I want to take a nap right now. And just be like, boop. Okay, I'm gonna take a nap for a
In the
while.
middle of the office with everyone just frozen. Ideal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
I would love to be able to do that too.
Mhm.
Ivy, what would yours be?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my favorite superhero is Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. So obviously, I would need her powers. It would be so easy. There's everything. I could fly. I could teleport myself. I could just ping myself bottle of water whenever without having to get up. Like, just so many great things
Yep.
in one.
Yeah, I would love that. I'd really like a sandwich right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bing.
Exactly. Ideal.
Yeah. Rachel, what would your superpower be?
I have to say teleporting as well. Or just flying because I'd quite like, to feel the wind in my hair.
Hmm.
Maybe not anything as quick as teleporting. Um, yeah, I think so. Or talking to animals.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
I wanna
Oh,
wanna ask my dog what's wrong with him when he's not feeling well.
Yeah.
yeah.
What he was dreaming about.
Yeah, what's he
Yeah.
thinking about?
And for dogs, it would be like 90% of the time, like food,
Yeah.
outside,
Squirrels.
ball. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a black lab and I was like, he probably only thinks four things ever. And it's, food, walkies, ball, snuggle.
Yeah.
Yes. Honestly, same. So,
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
We'd probably be underwhelmed because I always look at him, I'm like, he's such a complex creature. But in reality, it probably would be that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite superhero?
Yeah, I was thinking about this question and was like, I think I may have a cheat. She's technically, I mean, like maybe a superhero, maybe not, but Sarah Lance, the White Canary. I do love Sarah
Yes.
Lance.
Yes. Absolutely yes.
I may also be doing a Legends of Tomorrow rewatch.
Oh,
So
I've done that recently. I wrote all the CW shows. It was great. I had a blast.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot there. So it's nice you can watch like some and then like walk away for a while and then watch some more. Yeah, for research for this book, I watched Supergirl. That
Uh,
Again,
was
fair, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, this is research and it's very important that I watch Supergirl. So
I
it
understand.
counts as writing.
It
yeah,
does. Especially like her and Lena were basically almost a couple, so I will die on
yeah,
that hill.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So,
Yeah, and I loved in Legends how Sarah and Ava. I loved Ava Lance. They're
oh,
so darn
I honestly,
cute.
yes. My favorite was when there was all the clones and Sarah just knew which one was Ava. Like that was just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely best.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I have nothing to add.
Yeah. Missing
But I
so
want
much.
to now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Legends starts off very much because it's like an offshoot of the Arrowverse, and so like it starts off dark. Like every time I've done rewatches, and every time I start, I'm like, oh yeah, it is Arrowverse, and then like every season just gets progressively more ridiculous, and then it just becomes a really funny, entertaining show. There's aliens, and like they go to hell, and it just becomes really fun.
Yeah, I mean there was Gary who was sort of like the comedic relief and his nipple got bit off by a unicorn, which was
Okay.
I
something
just
very
watched
interesting.
I
Yeah.
just watched one where they wiped his memory and he was like, "Where's my nipple? What happened to my nipple?"
I
Okay, well,
love
you've
Gary.
sold me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Gary,
Now
spoiler alert, is a secret alien. But he's
Yeah.
also like he's lame human, but also lame alien, and it's just the best.
Yeah. I do love Gary.
The same. Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Rachel's like, "Okay, adding that to the queue."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Secret Spark is your first indie title. What was it like to jump from traditional to indie publishing? And did you learn anything surprising about the process?
So the actual like drafting of the books really isn't that different. I'm still like doing what I do and so like all of that's not much different. Um, and the one nice thing is because it's my book, I and I work with an editor who is phenomenal. I've worked with her on almost every book. Her name is Mackenzie Walton. If anyone's looking for an editor, hire Mackenzie Walton. Um, but the nice thing is like with edits. if I agree with it, like great, yep. And if I like don't agree or anything, I don't have to change it. And
Yeah.
it's not like a big thing. It's not like emails worth of like, here's why I think this. I just go, meh.
Yeah,
So
because I found that in traditional publishing, when they try to convince you while still pretending that you have a choice, and
yeah.
when you don't want to change something.
Yeah. And even if it's just like it's something like it's not a hill to die on or anything, but you're just kind of like, ugh, I have to,
Mhm.
I have to like explain it why this is important and blah blah. Blah. And so that wasn't too different. The biggest and actually the marketing is pretty similar too. Like, we still, traditional publishing, if you're not a lead title, you still do most of your marketing yourself. So like that hasn't been much different either. The biggest difference is just all of the stuff, the uploading it to the retailers and picking keywords and all that stuff was it kind of kept me from indie publishing for quite a long time because I was honestly terrified of it. I don't know why. I had like built it up in my head as this like horrible demon that was going to eat my soul. If like it was like, oh my God, it's so much. And now that I'm on the other side of it, I can confidently say to anyone out there who feels the same way, it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. And one of my friends, author Shannon Schroeder, she gave me some phenomenal advice. She was like, you can just fix it. If you screw up, you can fix it. If you don't like your keywords, you can change them. Like it's just that easy. Nothing is permanent. So that kind of helped me be like, okay, you're right. If I screw up, I can fix it. Yeah, and basically the what I've learned is but yeah, again, it's not that hard. It's not scary. I encourage people to go for it because it's not scary. But it's the visibility aspect of it that you have to constantly work at. Just because you don't have that distribution from the publisher and their contacts. So you are the one who has to be like, hey, I wrote a book. Hey guys, I wrote a book. Somebody please read my book. So that's like it's just kind of like a constant low grade,
Mm.
hey, hey everyone, guess what? Wrote a book.
Yeah.
Did you find a preference between one or the other?
I'm a firm believer that there's no one right path and that there's pluses and minuses in both. And, everybody has their reasons for why they want to do both, and they're 100% valid. So I mean, I can definitely say like right now I like indie because of the control of everything. If I can get my books out a lot faster.
Mhm.
So like if I wanted Fanning the Flames to come out tomorrow, I could be like, boom, it's out. And traditional publishing is kind of like, great, your book is done. It will be out in 18 months. And you're kind of like, woohoo. So I actually one thing I didn't think I would enjoy quite so much is it's kind of challenging me. It's kind of forcing me to like get my poop together and like, okay, yeah, you need to write today because you set a deadline. That book is coming out.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like forced me to really get these books out like like January, July, and the third book's coming out in February. So like, okay, I have a plan. I had to work. Let's go.
You sort of just hinted it, but could we learn a little bit more about what you might be planning next?
Yeah, so right now I am writing the third book in the Vector City Super Series. It's called The Brightest Blaze. I'm sticking with the fire theme. Yeah, and it's the one thing I can sort of give away is that the in this book because in Secret Spark and in Fanning the Flames, there's supervillain bad guys, but in book three, the regular people are the bad guys.
Mm.
As often happens, it's always the humans that are the real bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is going to be the final book in this series, but I can say there will be a little something at the end,
Mm.
whether that's a novella or a short story. There will be, I think it's going to be like a Christmas story.
Oh, interesting.
Because, superpowered people at Christmas. Hooray!
Beautiful.
Well, we have to wrap it up, but we always ask if there's anything that you're currently enjoying, whether it's a book or a TV show, a movie, a game, give it a shout out.
Yeah, I wrote down a couple of them so I wouldn't forget. Yes, watch Legends of Tomorrow, apparently. That's everyone's homework assignment. Actually, I think that show has a ton of queer rep and they get
Mhm.
it pretty good.
Yeah.
Like like it's there's like they literally cross the spectrum of LGBTQ plus. Like there's everything. So I always like that about that show. And I just discovered this Australian podcast called Let's Be Perfectly Queer. Um, and that's a lot of fun. The two co-hosts, chat about some really interesting topics. And if you're a podcast person, that's a good listen. A book I would recommend is Single Player by Tara Tai. It takes place in the world of video game development.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a, a creator direct like a director of a game and then a writer who's brought into the game to put more romance in the game. And so of course there's some headbutting of like my game doesn't need this. But it's a lot of fun. And a documentary I just watched that I think was great was called I'm Your Venus, which is about if you are familiar with the movie Paris is Burning, it's sort of this iconic it like basically is like the ballroom culture in New York City in the early 90s. I think this movie takes place. And one of the participants in the movie, Venus Extravaganza, is murdered literally like before the movie even comes out. And so they, talk about her being murdered. It was never solved. And so this documentary is her ballroom, her drag family, the Extravaganza family, and her real family, like her actual brothers. And they get together and, try to like bring closure to her murder case. And it's really wow. It's a wow documentary where it's just so cool to see her brothers who are like these guys from Jersey. And they're these total Jersey guys and they like get together with, a bunch of like trans people of color and they're like, let's solve her murder. And it's really cool. So yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one.
Thank you.
There we have it.
There it is.
I feel
Um,
like we talk about superheroes so often that I don't really have much to talk to you about.
I know. It's like, what's your
Uh,
favorite superhero movie? Like, that's doesn't make any sense.
well, we all, yeah, yours is
Like,
pretty obvious.
yeah. Yours is
I was,
Annie with Bucky, so like,
yeah, I mean, I was trying to figure this out. Like, he wasn't originally, I wouldn't classify him as a superhero originally because
mm,
he doesn't actually have powers. And also he was like the villain in several movies.
mm,
And he's the most reluctant superhero you could ever find because the whole reason he has any power over anybody is because he was kidnapped by mean people, frozen in ice, brainwashed, and has a prosthetic limb against his will from surviving a fall.
so your second option is Natasha Romanoff.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I like that one. And Kate Bishop.
Mm,
I really did enjoy Hawkeye.
yeah,
Back in the day, I was a Superman girly. I was watching Smallville. That was my like first introduction to superheroes.
very fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
very fair. Honestly, like outside of Wanda, who's just like the only constant, it really changes for me based on what I'm watching, and that's okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went through an Arrow phase as well.
Of course, I had two posters of the same picture of Arrow. It was just in different sizes, but I was like, okay, I want both. So I just put them above my bed.
It's fair. At one point, I even loved Colton Haynes' character.
Oh yeah, I luckily I can proudly say that never happened to me.
Oh, yeah,
He was always the lizard to me because I
I
saw Teen
know.
Wolf before.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I cared less about the fact he was a lizard and more about the fact that he was such a fucking asshole to Lydia.
That too. That too. To
Yeah.
be fair, he had a very lizard-like face since the beginning, so I've never liked him. Then he became a lizard. Shockingly, to me, that was a deal breaker. I think if it was anyone else, I'd be like, okay, sure, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just I couldn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking how funny it would be if somebody set a book just from the point of view of like the people who aren't superheroes, who would just have to deal with the shit every day. Like, oh, I'm late to work again because some guy was shooting ice into the road, like I think that would
Yeah.
be very
Yeah.
I do want to see more superhero fiction and
I
books.
know.
We have so many TV shows and movies of superheroes, but people have kind of yet to do a good, decent job of like superhero romance. Well, I say that I've not actually read any.
Trying.
Oh yeah, you are. I would love to write one day.
Honestly. I have so many ideas. Like, but that's just because I consume so much of it, like movie and show wise. So like every superhero thing that I watch, I'm like, I have another idea, and it's an issue.
Yeah, God.
Yeah. I think also there's because like Marvel and DC are so big, and there are books like of the characters. You have one of Winter Soldier, FY still that you
I
have.
do, yeah.
I think there is this like idea that like you cannot compete, so there's no use.
Mm. And
Because realistically, it will possibly never be turned into a movie
yeah, it's true.
and
Yeah.
things like that. But it is a shame. It is a shame.
And I guess like at least from the publisher standpoint, it's not there's a bit of a divide in the audience. Like people who watch Marvel stereotypically aren't people who would pick up a superhero romance.
Or a
Like,
book.
well, yeah, or a fucking book. It's
Like,
true. But I mean, obviously that's like so generalized because you and I love both.
I
Like we
know.
have a big overlap. But like a lot of the Marvel audience are these disgruntled white men who don't want to see women in their movies, let alone romance.
Yes.
Yeah. So I
But it
guess it
also
does.
feels like an easy way to market to the target group. Like, you wanted this character to find love? Well, here it is in a literary form.
Yeah. I always say like I want a character who is Bucky Barnes. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing that I do get upset about in superhero movies. Like I never feel like I get enough. I don't like there's just so little time in a film to and you have to have the big fight scene. So like and concentrate on this character and this character and this character. When superhero started, you got like that backstory. You got like Clark Kent growing up on a farm, and like there was time there. But with Marvel movies, it's always been a rush to get it out, and you don't really get anything under the surface, more kind of character driven things.
It got like that. It definitely got that
But-
like that once it started connecting. But when you think back to the first Spider-Man or like even
Oh
Andrew's
yeah,
Spider-Man and then Iron Man, like
even
there was
Iron
still
Man.
more to
Yeah.
it.
And I
And then
guess that's why those were my favorite characters because Tony Stark had a whole, he was a complex character. He was a little twat and he shouldn't have made those bombs, but he was also like, he had like these emotions that you actually got to see on screen.
like now at least you get the shows like with like Moon Knight, even
Mm.
like of course obviously WandaVision, like that was very much character driven.
Yeah.
Um and one thing, and I keep talking about it, I kept complaining about it for years, and I'm gonna still be complaining about it. One thing that I'm missing the most is the reasoning why the people, the normies, love them. Like, because you don't no longer see them interact. But with like Superman, and the trail was just him interacting with like people, and like that was it was about the humanity, and I'm so excited for it. Like I'm just so insanely excited. There was actually like he was shooting with kids, and they released a video of just David Crenshaw hanging out with the kids, and they were asking
Mm.
like what it was like to shoot with like do a movie with Superman, and they were like, oh, he's so nice. It's just
Yeah.
like that touch of humanity, because that's what you had in like specifically like in Superman, I mean Spider-Man, who is friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, right? They didn't do it to Tom Holland, and I think like that's such a waste. I'm hoping it's gonna break now that everybody forgot about him. But like, just you know,
It's a hard one with Spider-Man because there was already two reboots of this of Spider-Man. Like we had Tobey
yeah,
Maguire and Andrew Garfield. So it's like they had to do something different with Tom Holland's
right.
character.
But they just threw him to space right away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. And the same, like, if you remember in Avengers, there was at the end after the big finger fight, there was like a, a reporting of from Ashley Johnson was the waitress who was like, Captain America saved me. Like those little moments where you actually see how it affects the other people. You don't have that now because they're in space most of the time.
It's really true. And I remember when this is going to sound not related, but I'm getting to a point. I started writing paranormal romance and I pitched one. I wanted to do I it was like running with the wolf, but she already knew she was a witch and a wolf, and there was like one of them needs to be a human or think she's a human because people like to see themselves in the characters. And that's what Marvel is missing a lot of times. Like they don't you want to be part of their world and you're not. Like
Yeah.
they don't interact with you at all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and they've killed everyone who they can who like wasn't a superhero like Gwyneth Paltrow and stuff. Like they killed them all.
She's
Oh no, she
alive.
didn't kill her. Sorry, I
No.
made that up. Sorry.
No. But yeah. Yeah, now it's true. I just need more. Again, like the reasoning why they are superheroes instead of just like people with powers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They need because I just couldn't be asked. I want a superhero who actually really can't be asked.
But like also like with it was in WandaVision where from when it was about Monica Rambeau and like she came back from the blip and she just like woke up in complete like hospital just panicking because everybody was coming back. Like this is such an intriguing and interesting and very complex storyline that they could explore a little more. The same with like when Yelena got back, it was just like showing her getting back instead of like trying to discover the world, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I guess they're kind of realizing that on their own that it's not because Thunderbolts was heavily focused on
Oh
mental
yeah.
health, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's
It was.
like they know they've strayed too far, I think, from what superhero fiction used to be about.
Yeah.
And there is a place for those stories, like, but it's just an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah. The same with Robert Pattinson's Batman. At the end,
Mm.
it was a very good movie. It was very long. It was very long. But at the end, he was helping the survivors.
Mhm.
Like he even though like he's this mythical scarecrow being to the criminals, at the end he was helping the survivors. He was putting someone on a helicopter to go to the hospital. It was just such a quiet and powerful moment. It was just
Mm.
now I want to rewatch it. That's because the director just got finished his script and that's all I can think about.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anywho, I have a lot of things always to say about superheroes.
No,
It's usually the same thing all over again.
I guess that one of the problems is that is there's no like original content of superheroes right now, so they
Mhm.
kind of expect everyone to know. So they're throwing us into like the middle of their story instead of the origin
Yeah.
story. There's always room for something different.
Yeah.
And to be fair to Marvel, they are doing a lot better recently. Like we was watching Mrs. Marvel, and that's
Miss
really
Marvel every time. Miss Marvel. She's
she's
not married. She's
she's too young
16.
to be wed. I'm sorry.
Every single time. There's not one time that you said it right. It's
Don't know
so
why.
intriguing.
I just really want to wife her up, I guess.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's true. Like that one is such a perfect example of it because she's a, a girl in high school sharing this little exciting thing happening to her with friends and
Yeah.
trying to be a superhero. And like that's just such a human type of story to explore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
much to ponder about.
Much to ponder about.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to say?
I think right now that it is possible, but not for certain, that I'm hosting a disability pride bundle on Itch with books about disabled creators. I mean books from disabled creators or featuring disabled characters. But I'm f filming this in the future. Might be lying to you. Not sure. But check us out just in case.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
We don't plan this. We don't plan this in advance. So,
I don't plan anything
yeah.
anymore. It's just too much work. Yeah.
Yeah. And we may not be talking for a while, so we might have something extra excellent to say
Yes.
next time we talk. Next
With
time
you, not like the two of us. We will we
we
will
always
talk in approximately 3 hours.
we always have something extra excellent to say.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, our next podcast episode is a mystery to us. That's not true because we filmed out of order, so it's possible we actually have a next podcast episode next time that
I
we've
think
already.
so, actually. We're 3 episodes ahead. So that's never happened to us, I don't think.
No.
No. So,
Who
yeah.
knows? I guess you'll just have to wait and see.
And so will we.
Yeah. So it's a mystery to us all.
We're all in this together. We're all in this together. Da, 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 da,
I
da,
miss High School
da,
Musical.
da, 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 da. The guy, I don't know if it's his name or he played the guy, Corbin.
Oh, no, that's his real name, yeah.
Right. He's on Broadway now. He's doing Great Gatsby.
Oh,
And he was in West End now live performing. And in one of the shows, he
yeah.
got visited by the director of High School Musical.
Oh,
Yeah, it was very just heartwarming.
who's he playing in Gatsby?
I don't know.
It would be great if we had a black Jay Gatsby.
I think the other guy, I don't know,
Yeah.
actually. Maybe. He's one of the leading roles for sure. I just don't know
Intriguing.
which one.
Love to
To
see
be fair,
that.
I've read the book. I can't be really sure what ever happened in The Great Gatsby. So just know it was.
Basically, he's simping for his girl who lives on the other side of the island.
Didn't he took a plane for her car crash, killing someone? Something like that?
Yes, that's correct. And
Right.
but she's kind of like naive and yeah, she kind of don't know what she wants. I mean, so
Relatable.
he does end up dying in a pool. Um,
Okay, not so relatable.
I don't remember if he did it himself or if I can't remember who shoots him.
Oh, right. Actually, Jeremy Jordan played him also in Broadway. And
Ooh.
there was another guy who played him. And when he gets shot, they have like a little pillowy thing for their knees when they like fall on the knees and then to the pool. And someone, there was some performance. Well, it wasn't Jeremy, it was the other guy. He fell, and someone laughed because just the way he did it was very hilarious, especially with the like little thing for his knees. And then like went took it to Twitter, which obviously made everything worse. You could
Oh
just
my
like
God.
ignore it. And then everybody just kept posting the video of him, especially versus Jeremy, and it was very hilarious. So I get it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, what a journey.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was on Broadway. This is all news to me.
Yeah. There we have it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't even know
dark.
how we got to that.
I don't know. I don't know.
How did we get here?
I think because I started singing High School Musical and then I kept
Right,
thinking about
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I had to call I always want to call him the food, cordon bleu.
I know. I know.
Cordon bleu. He used to follow everyone back on Twitter, and I used to feel so honored that he
Oh.
followed me back. Back when Twitter was like good
Yes.
and new to people.
Yeah. Get up.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's all I have to say about
Amazing.
that. Anywho,
Um, anyway, until next until next time.
but women's rights,
But most importantly, support women's wrongs. Especially if they're a super
especially,
villain.
yeah, with fire powers.
So hot keeps you warm at night. Wink.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Until next time. I said it. Keep saying the same thing. We shall see you later, alligator.
In a while, crocodile.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. You can expect an episode every other Wednesday.
And be sure to expect lots of guests, including authors and queer creators.
While waiting for the episodes, feel free to check out our website, swordsandsuffix.com.
Be sure to submit to our forms if you're a queer creator to be featured on our blog or our monthly release lists.
You can also take part in Swords and Suffix and Scribbles, which is a monthly writing event to help you reach your goals.
And if you're just looking for a community that will be supportive and joyful, you can join our Discord server where most of our writing events take place, but also we just have lots of conversations and lots of fun.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, and TikTok, where you can find us as all kinds of versions of Swords and Suffix.